Say I'm on now, hey, gotta celebrate life, and that's alright. Know what I do? Yeah, I can't been working so hard, disappointing the couples out of these moves. Let me hit snooze, time for me to get up, get bust. I ain't got time to be stuck. You've been the skip of the buddy, so many tickets up. It's been an honor, the blessing, I don't believe in luck.
I'm glad you said that too, man. What experience that you went through in all your years I feel like made you who you are? Like, what bad experience like made you stronger? Or experiences, because I mean, it's like,
being taken advantage of in this industry, and people using you, and you're thinking that you're building a friendship with us, because I thought that I've made so many friends, but at the end of the day, come to find out they were just an opportunist.
Right.
So stuff like that puts my guard up. So that's why I have trust issues. So that's why when people try to come into my life, I built up a wall.
Right.
Because I've been used so much, and it's not fair to the next person, but it's what I've experienced.
Right.
So I need to work on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you're already there with you working on yourself. Like, just by recognizing that that's not the next person's fault. You know? So that's already a step, because most people won't even acknowledge that. For a lot of people,
and then it's not
you full
fair,
of shit until you prove to me that you're not.
Because there's been a whole lot of individuals that that they have the potential, but my guard is up, that I question them. Like, you're too good to be true. What are you up to? Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I definitely feel that. So, like, growing up and like being like from another country, how did that like develop you as a man?
How can I say this without offending anyone? No, I don't want to offend no one. That's the thing, because
get it off the chest.
So
don't worry about them.
So, being raised as an immigrant with my parents, I've seen the obstacles that my parents went through. So when my parents moved here, my mom was working at Wendy's flipping burgers just to make sure I had the newest sneakers, just to make sure all this. So in high school, I got best dressed, prom king, but she worked her ass off for it. She was flipping burgers and doing all this. So when you're when I hear people say, "Oh, these foreigners are coming here and taking our jobs," it pisses me off, simply because, no, you're too good. What I've experienced with some Americans is they take life for granted, and the jobs that they don't want to do, when the foreigners do it, then they get criticized, like, these foreigners are coming and taking our job. No, you're just too good to get on that grill and flip burgers.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's very true, because it's a lot of jobs that people wouldn't take.
Exactly, but then get mad when they can't find a job.
Yeah. And
they blame, oh, these Mexicans. No, that's very offensive.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
I understand that. I feel that. So that, more than anything, shaped you.
Yeah.
How you see the world now.
Never take life for granted, because tomorrow is never unpromised. Yeah.
Another bar.
Yeah.
I like that. Okay. So, let's see. That was real good. Gotta let that marinate for a second. Let that marinate. Okay, so what's next, like, for you? Like, I know you say you don't know for a particular event, but like steps for you.
Well, if you haven't noticed, I'll attend events, but I won't cover the events. I mean, I'll cover it to a certain extent, but I won't bring out my videographer with me unless it's an award show or if it's a movie release. But if it's a regular event, I won't bring my videographer with me, because I love Atlanta, but what's happening now, everything is accessible in Atlanta. So if there's an event going on Monday, I cover it, and there's another event on Tuesday, I prefer not to bring my videographer who's on my payroll on Tuesday, simply because same faces from Monday are going to be there on Tuesday, and if I don't want to interview you on Tuesday, I don't want you to take offense to it. But if I interview, I can't use it, because I don't want my viewers to say he interviews the same people everywhere he goes.
Right.
Yeah. So I tend to stray away from doing. I'm picky as far as what events I do.
Right.
So award shows I do because I'm trying to expand to LA. So when it comes to LA, that resume, you can't put, well, I cover a BMW event. No, they need to see that, okay, you cover the MTV Awards. You cover this award show.
Right.
You need to cover events on a bigger platform with bigger names.
Right.
Because in Atlanta, the thing is what we're associated with reality stars. Yeah. So in their book, if they see that you interview all these reality stars, to them, that's mediocre.
Okay.
In LA, it is. Yeah.
Okay. So, is that like the hardest part that you have to deal with being an entertainment reporter, like the diversity and like trying not to be the same? Is that like the hardest part of it?
Yeah, because I'm friends with a few of them, so I feel guilty that when they walk the carpet, that I don't interview them, because I was like, okay, I interviewed you yesterday, so I can interview today, but I can't use it because it's going to take away from my brand. Because outside looking in, it's like, okay, you're not diverse because you're interviewing the same people everywhere you go.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. So what would you say, like, you using your platform and your brand, what's the message that you want to get across? Like, what do you want people to look at you and like get from you?
What would I would have to say that what message? I would say use your obstacles as your drive, because in life nothing is guaranteed, and whatever you go through, it makes you stronger. Just turn that negative into a positive. Yeah. And then with that being said, because I plan on starting a non-profit as well.
Okay.
Yeah, so and
that's exclusive.
Yeah, so my nonprofit is going to mainly target kids that have been sexually molested or anything in that nature, because I've been through it, so I know the feeling.
Really?
Yeah.
Ah, damn, that's
yeah. Oh, this happened back home in Venezuela with our babysitter. Yeah.
Man, you left Venezuela at 4?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you remember that like vividly?
Bits and pieces of it.
Bits and pieces of it?
Yeah.
How did that like affected you? Has it really affected you? Cause like guys, like a lot of guys go through that when we're young.
Yeah.
And we just kind of like it doesn't really affect us because it's like, yeah, I kind of liked it. So it's not something that a lot of dudes dwell on. Unless it's like a man or something.
Yeah.
But when it's like a woman, it's like, and it was it. I just didn't really know what I was doing.
You don't dwell on it, but then when you have a baby brother and then cousins who are infants and they're being babysat, then that's when it surfaces. Like, wait, did my cousin just leave the child with that stranger? And then that's when you become like, I don't trust that situation. That's when you start to question people.
Right.
Yeah.
So the nonprofit, what's the name of it? Do you have a name for it?
Yes, the Exalted one.
The Exalted one.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And what do you want to do for like the kids who've been like sexually assaulted? Like what's the thing?
I want to have counselors there to help to counsel them through life, and because at the end of the day, the kids are not going to run to their parents because my parents don't know. Yeah. So kids are not going to run to their parents. Like, say for example, I caught a DUI one day, and so I had to do a community service. So I did my community service at the Boys and Girls Club, and then what I found out about children are more comfortable with strangers when it comes to their personal business. So being at the Boys and Girls Club, the things that those kids told me, I was like, oh, I've been through that.
Yeah.
So that right there, I was like, you know, I want to start a nonprofit where they can go to counselors and the counselor can guide them through life. Because at the end of the day, they're not going to go to their parents. I didn't tell my parents because my parents are from Haiti, and my parents are the type that if you touch their children, it's over with for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, I never went to him. I didn't go to nobody. Yeah, so the only individuals who I've told were 2 of my cousins. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow. Damn, I feel honored.
Yeah, it is so, yeah.
Okay, so not even like after you moved, you never thought of...
I don't like to talk about it because I've told one person and it got thrown back in my face. So that's another reason as to why I don't trust people.
Like how do you throw something like that in somebody's face?
What did you do? Yeah, so stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as a man, you can really identify.
Yeah, because
okay.
My whole thing with society nowadays is they question the victims nowadays instead of questioning the person at hand.
Yeah.
Yeah. They always say, okay, what did you do to unprovoke them? I was damn near 4.
Yeah.
I was a child.
Nothing you can do at 4.
Right. Yeah.
There's literally nothing that you can do. That's literally all. And how old was the babysitter?
Probably 16, 15.
16, 15,
yeah.
16 years old. It was nothing you can do.
Right.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Right.
Okay, I can see how that would turn you off. So things like the Me Too movement, like
right.
You read that.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. Okay. Hey, I help with that too.
Oh, you know?
I'll help with your nonprofit, like, cause
cool.
I got a daughter.
Yeah.
So like, I hate like pedophiles, like stuff like that. Really bothers me.
What pisses me off about society is if it happens to a little black girl, they don't give a fuck. Excuse my language.
Say what you want to say, man.
They don't give a fuck.
Right.
But if it's a white little girl, all hell will break loose. Like what's going on in society right now? Okay, R. Kelly did what he did. You put that on a national platform, but at the end of the day, Elvis did the same thing, and he married a 14-year-old. He was 24, and his excuse was she was mature for her age. So if you're going to crucify one, crucify the other. Right. Don't pick and choose based on color.
Right. And I think that's everybody's problem with R. Kelly and the Michael Jackson stories and all these other black men being
what people don't know, like Charlie Sheen, he's HIV positive.
Yeah, he's spreading that around.
He was going around sleeping with women. That's a felony.
Yeah. He should be under the jail.
Say for example, who is HIV? The basketball player. Magic. If Magic did what Charlie Sheen did, Magic would be in jail right now. Woody Allen adopted an Asian girl, raised her, and ended up marrying her.
Yeah, that was weird. That's really weird. I was really disturbed when I found out.
Did you ever watch the show Seventh Heaven?
No, but I know who you're talking about.
Yes. So the dad was you do know that he confessed to touching little girls and stuff, and his excuse was I had a problem. And they left it alone.
They left it alone.
Yeah.
Steven Tyler too.
You
heard Steven Tyler? You heard what happened to him? He bought like a 16-year-old. Her parents like literally let him buy her, and he got her pregnant and
so
made her get rid of the baby. It was
controversy that's going on right now. How many times have you turned on the TV and then a mom is locked up for giving the school a wrong address just for her child to get a better education?
Right.
They got locked up, right? So now you have these celebrities that were just indicted because they were paying these colleges to accept their children.
I heard about that.
Yeah, but I bet you those celebrities are going to get a slap on the wrist.
Yeah,
they're all white, by the way.
Yeah, I know. And that's why I was even shocked that they got arrested in the first place.
Yeah.
But I don't think anything's gonna happen.
No, nothing's gonna happen. But meanwhile, you have these mothers who have the best interest for their children. All they did was lie on an area code just for their child to get a better education. Yeah, and then you lock them up.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
I don't know any good parent that wouldn't sacrifice to give their kids better. Because back in the day,
all my mother had to do was give me a look. My dad just give me a look and then I straightened up. And if I didn't, I went home, they beat my ass. Right. But nowadays you can even touch your own kids.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if I can't discipline them, then who's going to discipline them? Should I let the law discipline them? Because if so, then they're going to end up like Trayvon Martin, and it's not fair.
Yeah, it's not fair at all. Damn. Yeah, you're right. It's like what,
Right. So
where do you begin?
We're all going right back to slavery.
Yeah, it's like where do you begin? Because there's so much wrong.
So much.
It's like where do you start?
If Barack did half the shit that Trump did, he would not be in office right now.
He'd have been gone.
Yeah.
2010.
Right.
He would have been gone.
Right. For example, Obama's daughter got caught drinking. They want to make that the national story. Meanwhile, Trump, you fondling people, you're calling Mexicans out of their name, and they want to sweep that under the rug. Yeah,
they talk about it, but then that's it. You know, nothing.
Right.
He goes on about it.
Yeah.
And it's like how much do you really hate people that don't look like you to let all this stuff slide? Like, there's no like decency amongst y'all, you know,
at all.
And it's like at what point, what's the limit? Right. And it's not one because you know, it's so much hate out there.
Yeah, change has got to come because you can be a white boy and you can go shoot up a whole school and plead the insanity and they send you to a mental institute.
Everybody Burger King too.
Yes, but then when you see a black boy and you suspect he's doing something, then you want to attack him and kill him. But the white boy, you escort him with handcuffs into the vehicle. The black one, you want to go and target him quick.
Yeah.
What was the white boy's name who shot up the school and they drove him to McDonald's?
Yeah, he shot the church. Yeah, I think, and they took him to McDonald's.
Right,
Dylan or something.
Yes,
Dylan. It was Dylan, I think. Dylan something. Yeah. It's black. Yeah, you can't do anything.
Yeah,
you can't. It's crazy. Yeah, we'll be here all day talking about it. So, but your cause is children. Which is great. Like I said, I'm a parent, and I'll do whatever it takes to defend mine, you know, my daughter, and because a lot of people look at the world and know it's a scary place, and try to keep their kid in a bubble. But what they don't realize is one day your kid is going to have to leave that bubble. And that's the thing is with kids nowadays, when you keep them on a leash, then they get curious. They want to go out and it tastes the water. But the thing is, you have to balance being a parent and giving them freedom, but not too much freedom. But you don't want to burden them, because then basically you're just pushing them to go out there. Yeah. And it's like, you know, whatever I can do to help, I will. So like, you definitely got a partner in me. Perfect. Because that's like a really important cause. Like, we do need to get these pedophiles like up out of here. Some way. And these kids need help because they gotta live with that. You know? Women, children, like whoever has to, they have to live with that for the rest of their life. And they need a place to go. And not feel like it was their fault. You know. And so that's the number one issue as to why they don't speak, because they feel as if they did something wrong. And they don't want to get in trouble. Yeah, because the individual that's doing it to you will say, well, if you open your mouth, you're going to get in trouble. And you being as a kid and they're an adult to you, well, they know better. So what they're saying is true. It's true. Yeah. They do what they want. Yeah, at any level.
That's alright. Yeah, I can't been working so hard, just supporting the couples out of these moves. Let me hit snooze, time for me to get up, get bust. I ain't got time to be stuck. You been escaping, no better, so many tickets up. It's been an honor, the blessing, I don't believe in luck. I'm ready for my son, and I dare you to get in my way. Cause I'm ready for my son, You better get. So you got clout. So you got clout. I'm on now. Say, so you got clout.